Hey, this is Keith with the Common Sense Practical Prepper Podcast. This is your 1-minute survival tip for May 11th, 2025. First, let me apologize. I'm battling a pretty nasty upper respiratory infection, but I digress. So I went to the grocery store to grab some ice cream to help my sore throat, and I noticed there was a big sign in the window, cash only. Now I went inside because I actually had some cash on me. And so I asked the clerk what happened, and they said their credit card and debit card processing company that they use, some third party, they're offline. Well, it was myself and maybe 3 or 4 other people in the entire store. Of course, it goes without saying, we rely on debit and credit for probably 80% of our transaction, 90% of our transactions. It's just the convenience factor more than anything else. Plus, if you lose your debit card, you can get it back. You lose cash, it's pretty much gone. And depending on who you talk to, the conspiracies about the World Bank and digital currency, I'm not even going to get into that. But it just made me realize how dependent we are on debit cards and credit cards, electronic transactions. So a lot of experts will recommend that in the event of a short-term grid down situation, that you should have cash on hand to purchase things. Because again, you can't go to the ATM if the electricity's out. You can't go to the store and use your debit card when the electricity's out. So for maybe 1 to 5 days, folks recommend between $500 and $1,000, which seems like a lot of money. But in a grid down situation, you're buying fuel, you're buying ice, you're buying the necessities, and who knows what the price is going to be. Plenty of price gouging, I'm sure. But have a bunch of different denominations. So 1s, 5s, 10, 20s. I guess if you're going to buy a big ticket item, you might have 100. Although, are other people going to make change? So I'd go ahead and divide it up. Now, for an extended SHTF situation, like 3 months and beyond, you're talking several $1,000s. Now, a lot of people financially can't swing that. There's a lot of people I know, and I can't take $5,000 and have it just set aside in case the poop hits the fan. Most people I know don't have that kind of discretionary income. So in the event you want to keep $300 or $400 cash on hand, make sure you keep it in multiple locations. If you lose it, if you get robbed, Lord forbid, your money's gone. If it's in your home, don't just leave it on the end table. Fireproof safe. Maybe put it in multiple locations. Grab a pickle jar and put maybe 100 in a pickle jar without the pickles and bury that in the yard. Please don't forget where that's at. X marks the spot. Draw a little pirate map or whatever and put it in a couple different locations so you can get to it. So if you lose all of it, you're not, what you have on hand, you have your other little caches to go to. We can talk about bartering. I'll talk about that in a different podcast, but personal hygiene, soap, shampoo is almost as valuable as ammunition and food and water. But we'll talk about bartering and then precious metals, silver over gold. Talk about that at a different time. Thanks.